So it is the session 16th of the Big Data Analytics. We have discussed lengthily about the date ranges and other IPython and Jupyter Notebook to enjoy pandas there. So here again the data frame of pandas. So just tell me for the first, is it visible, Joshua?
Yes, sir.
Fine. And the spatial primary data structure of Python, the pandas data frame is a two-dimensional size mutable. Mutable you are getting now? That data can be modified, potentially heterogeneous tabular data structure. So in first year, what you have learned that array of a structure itself, the combination of different data types. So here with labeled axes, rows and columns. So arithmetic operations align or both row and column labels. It can be thought of as a dictionary-like container for series objects. I repeat, dictionary-like container for series objects. So all the column data or specific row data can be treated as series. I have taken the one small file, result4.xls has been converted to comma separated value, CSV, and 20 records are there. And we have taken the fields, your USN and 6 theory marks and 2 lab marks. In some of the previous session, I have already used that. So in which way you are interacting, if you have installed pandas, if you are enjoying pandas after this session in your laptop. So one by one, some of the built-in features. So I have already given here the command and the possible output also. So first, when I will say that df is what, I have taken the name for the data frame. So PD is what, import pandas as PD. So df equal to pd dot read underscore csv. So it is the built-in method to read the file in the comma separated values format. File name is already there, result4.csv. So first I wanted to know the shape. Yes, it is a small, so it will show that it has the 20 rows and 9 columns. You may take the bigger data sets of 10,000 row also. So many data sets, if you have installed Python, so many data sets are already available there. You can work on that, whether it is related to the data set of cancer patients or farmers or TED series or player series or event series worldwide. So df.shape, df is the name for the data frame, means it represents the pandas. So if you are writing here df.shape, in place what we can write, you can directly write also here the pandas.shape. So df.columns, it shows here the column headings. And here you see that by default, it shows the column headings field name in a list. USN, paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4, paper 5, paper 6, lab 1 and lab 2. And everything in Python is an object, so data type is object. So when you are seeing that what is the index, so a starting index is 0. So when it displays all the records, so the first record number index is 0 and last one is 19. So 20 is a stop range always in Python, so one less than that. What is the last range? Just before that. And a step is 1. So we can say 20 data records are there, 0 to 19, stepping 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. We'll move to the next slide. Joshua.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So if you are having that, if you have opened your Python installed laptop, you can check that. So directly we can see here that what are those data types of each field. So you can just type the pandas.d types. Here you have written df.d types. So it will say that USN object, paper 1 is integer, 2 is integer 64, paper 4, paper 5, paper 6, lab 1 and lab 2. Now again you can check that. So once you will say their access, so it will display the range index also, indices also, range index also and indices. So range index is 0 just before 20, and indices are, means column headings are, you take care of this structure that index name is displayed within a list because it is surrounded within a square bracket. So USN paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4, paper 5, paper 6, lab 1 and lab 2. I want to print the what is the length. So it is the general built-in function of Python. Here it also works. So what is the length of data frame? So there should not be any confusion. The length of data frame will not show you the length of total data in the data frame or length of the field. It shows how many total number of rows are there, 20. Okay, I will move to the next slide. Umar has joined. Joshua?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So now, just on the prompt, my programming style is that I am always writing there print df, but on the prompt print is not required, but program print is required. So df and hit enter. So it will display the, if it is having the 10,000 records also, giving some dot in the middle, it will display all the 10,000 records. So here, as it is copied and pasted the output, so the paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4, paper 5, paper 6, lab 1 and lab 2 marks. So on this particular data, we will be do the analytics. And for what we are doing the analytics for that, first, I want to extract access you have taken. So you will get a question that what you are getting the DF, that a built-in method of pandas AXES, and what you are getting in info. So in access, we are getting this range index and index with the data type. And info, we are getting, it is showing that it is pandas.core.frame data frame, range index and data columns, total 9 columns. And last line, that what is the memory usage. So when it is asked that memory usage is displayed with built-in method access or info, at that time we'll have to check that info. Now we have to filter, or the filtering is the main part of the analytics. So first simple filter, it is given when you are giving the head. So df.head, so beginning from the data frame, by default it will be displaying the 5 records, and the tel will be displaying the 5 records from the last. So it is okay, head and tel. I think in previous slides we have discussed, but we have to filter with some conditions. So moving to the next slide. Please respond. Joshua at least says, sir, yes, sir, or no, sir. Only you are responding today. Umar is not there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because you are regular, you are joining first, so I remember your name, that Joshua, Dinesh Krishnan, the 3 of the CSE students only are regular there, Kaval, Priyadarshini and Priyanka, and now this Uday Kumar S. The previously so many students appeared. Now, how to filter again? I want to that filter only 3 records from the beginning or 2 records only from the end. Now we can slice the filter also, like we were slicing the strings or like we were slicing the other data structures of Python. So we can say here 5:7. So 5:7, again you take care for your questions of the MCQ or for interview, so that here it will not display the record number 5, 6 and 7, because always the last range, no, that is the stop range. So it will just display before that. So it is displaying record number 5 and record number 6. And there should not be any confusion if it is 5 to 7. So indices are from 0 to, so it is the 5th or number 5. So 5th will be 4th, record number 4 only, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what you have written 5:7, so it is displaying 5 and 6. If it is 5:10, it will display the range from 5, record number 5 to 10. Okay, next slide we will go.
Yes, sir.
Now here, the column wise filter. I am interested to see my students' lab marks. So what are the lab 1 marks of all the students? So naturally it is the good marks as we are giving here. Few of them has got 100 also, the lab marks. So in which way it is written? When you are slicing the data frame, directly we are giving, here see that, in list-like structure in a square bracket 5:7. By default, it was accessing the records. When you are giving the field name like a string, field name in a string, it is recognized. You are not writing lab1. We will come on that. df.lab1 can be written or not. So here in a square bracket, you are writing lab1 and it is displaying that particular column only. So lab1 all data, lab1 all data. Now we have extended little that way. So I want to see the paper 3 marks, paper 3 marks only, and that is the range is also given 5:9. So 5, 6, 7, 8, record number 5, 6, 7, 8, and I want to see only the paper 3 marks. So only we will have to take care in which way this filtering has been done. So I am writing in the like 2-dimensional array, but in first I am writing the paper 3. Yes, in the single quote or double quote, it is peculiar, the specification of that data frame. It recognizes its field written as the string. So paper 3, and again I am giving the range 5:9. So it is displaying the paper 3 marks 21, 34, 54, 56 for the record number 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now here is the condition. You will have to write a program. I want to display, or you will have to write the SQL. Mechanical students are not having the SQL, no? SQL, some commands, you know that dbms tyl you have done, no, Joshua?
Yes, sir.
So that select asterisk from a student where lab2 equal to 100, like that. I want to that whoever the Centium scorers of lab2 who has got the 100 marks in lab2, in which way it is written? The condition is written double equal to. So it is the equality test operator. Now see that under the df, I am not giving here the field name lab2 in the single quote. Again, I am writing in the square bracket df.lab2 double equal to 100. So this condition, this filtering condition is written within the square bracket df.lab2 double equal to 100. Remember this one. You may get this question. So how to display only that particular field having this particular value? So if double equal to equality test operator is working, so we can also find for any paper who has got more than 60% marks in paper 4, who has got less than 45%, who are the failures means got less than 40% in that particular subject. Okay, Joshua?
Okay, sir.
Now, again I am telling here that see here double square bracket df is given here lab1 lab2. So it will have to display the list within the list because the 2 marks you are displaying, a square bracket represents the list. So both the lab marks will be displayed because it was not like that df.lab1 and df.lab2. If we are giving printf df.lab1 and then comma df.lab2, so again it will display the df.lab1 marks, and again changing the line it will display another 20 lines, it will occupy. So that my filtering was I want to see the lab 1 and lab 2 marks like one, you say that filter database. Okay. So now we can check also the how we are filtering using the vertical bar. So do not confuse that it is I or a small lowercase l. It is vertical bar, which is the key on your backslash by shift key backslash. So it is the vertical bar. I'm giving the condition. So df.lab2 double equal to 100 or df.paper1 greater than equal to 90. So whether the lab 2 marks are 100, not and or. And here it is not double piper, double vertical bar like C or C++ or operator or Java. It is single vertical bar. So you can say here that it is doing that vertical bar for or in pandas filtering. df.paper1 greater than equal to 100. Similarly, the next we have given the ampersand for and. Both the condition must be satisfied. Being the mechanical electrical guy, you understand this basic electronics you have learned first year, second year programming TUL classes. So what do you mean by this or and? So whether either of the condition is satisfied, it is or, and both of the condition must be satisfied for true output, for evaluate the output true. So here single ampersand. Yes. So df.lab2 double equal to 100 and df.lab1 greater than equal to 90. The how many students have got 100 in lab 2 and is in between, and lab 1 greater than equal to 90. So these two students marks are there that satisfies the condition. Record number 4 and 5. Going to the next slide.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, see that I'm filtering so many ways. You remember, so df total equal df dot sum. First, I have given one command. So I want to keep all the row-wise total. Is it good? No. For one student marks, I want to find row-wise total. So what I am doing here, first command, you see that total means I am adding one more column to the data frame. I am adding one more column to the data frame, total, and then equal to df dot sum. So axis equal to 1. This axis equal to 1, by default it will be representing the record, and leaving those string value, it will be adding only the numerical values, and finally it is giving the total. Total here the headings are not aligned properly. So total, so all students total marks, it is being displayed here. Now I am displaying here the condition. One you have already added the column total, and what is the total sum of their axis, means sum of their rows, axis equal to 1. So who have got more than, because it is the 9 papers are there, so who has got more than 480 marks? So these students have got more than 480 marks. So these are filtered here. These students have got more than 480 marks. You can check that if it is total is of 8 papers. So 8 papers, so I have taken the 60% and above. So who have got the 70% and above, 60 and above. So total 800 marks are there. So I have just computed that who have got more than 60% and above. Now, any of the paper, I want to display that head. So head is the built-in method. So paper 3 by default only the 5 records from the beginning. Again, I am telling here lab 2 double equal to 100. Now see that filtering. I should write here. I want to see the paper 1 marks of the students who have got 100 marks in lab 2. Is it not the peculiar filtering? Analytics, I want to see the paper 1 marks of the students who have got 100 marks in lab 2. So condition is given lab 2 marks double equal to 100, but I want to display their paper 1 marks. So these record number 4 and 5. So there the paper 1 marks are 54 and 55 who got the lab 2 marks 100. Okay, Joshua?
Yes, sir.
Now one good feature is there for filtering. So if it is having the 10,000 records and 10, 20s, 30s of the fields, column headings. So I want to make a temporary data frame by locking some of the records based on some conditions. So data frame dot lock attributes access a group of rows and columns by labels or a Boolean array in the given data frame. So I have given here the lab marks only. So df.lock, not all colon, comma, under again another square bracket, like written like a string, column headings, lab 1 and lab 2. So now just to have taken the another data frame lab marks. In lab marks data frame, we have copied only the 2 columns data, lab 1 and lab 2. So you can display what are the lab marks head. So by default, it will display 5 records from the evening. And what you have done for the DF, for all the students, again, you can filter that particular data frame lab marks for the same condition. Jagdishri madam joined. See that how many slides are there? No, not joined. No, here. So adding sum of rows I have shown in the previous slide. Again, it is given here because I have to take the another here that again total df.sum axis 1. So it is giving total of all students. And again, I want to display only the total, not the all marks, because the original data frame was not having the total marks. Only the paper marks were given by the VTU. So total marks I have taken I have added the another total field in the data frame, and I wanted to display only the total. So it is displaying the USN and total. We have written here DFN, again USN and total. So those marks are displayed here. Okay, Joshua?
Yes, sir.
So now, the individual sum of row, you have seen that. It is displaying that. So I am finding here sum axis 1. So df sum axis 1. So it is showing here that all sum of marks. Now here I am giving here. What is the maximum in this all sum? Print max. Max is the built-in function of the Python. So I want to find the maximum marks, what it has added by sum of axis 1. So it is displaying 604. Now see here. I have taken the another variable calls, list df. So that columns equal to list df, data frame list, and they have taken all the, you want to see that columns. So USN paper 1 all are taken in the list. Now from columns you want to remove USN. So it has removed the USN, and then you are showing the sum. Remove USN. So you will remove the USN and only the sum you are displaying here. Fine. We are not using here del, we are using here remove. Now the sum of columns. So directly if you are giving df.sum, so it is paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4, paper 5, paper 6. It is not going to find out the USN. USN are given here dot dot dot, all the USN will be displayed. But here sum is displaying the paper 1. Here it is the total column. What is the sum of first paper 1 that got by all the 20 students? what is the sum of paper 2 got by all 20 students? Like that, paper 3, paper 4, paper 5, paper 6, lab 1 and lab 2. So df dot sum is not giving by default the individual row sum, it is giving the individual column sum. And if the column is having some string like USN, it will be just displayed and only the numbers will be added in the sum. Now we are practicing some semi-structured data also. So I am not taking any file here, just I have given here field 1, change the line. In a string we are writing change the line, \n, you know from the first year, escape sequence for the new line, going to the beginning of the new line, and then write 76, again change the line, write 55, again change the line, then you write 90, it is not a number, it is writing here 90, and change the line, and 87, and then 54.5. So in one field, the integers are also there, this 90 is also there, this 87 is also there, 54.5 is also there. I have given one example how to take one string in a data frame, and the string may have the change of line, the escape sequence character for the beginning of the new line, and some of the data are not, because it is heterogeneous, so that it can have that in one field the different data types. So numbers are also there, and the string is also there, and in number, integer and floating points are also there. Like that. The another practice of the semi-structured data, what we are calling the big data. So data frame, here we have taken one dictionary, column 1, list range 1 to 5 plus AB. So first 1 to 5 is there, see here. So last range is 5, so it is 1 to 4, and then A and B is there, and then 5 to 11, so 5 to 10 is there, 11 is the last. So these are, and what is the field name I have given? Column 1. By default it takes the index name 0 to 11, but I have saved that particular df to CSV. So convert this data now reverse way, not taking the file as CSV. Now I am saving this particular data frame as CSV file. So datamix.csv I have saved in a file, and now again you can read that particular CSV file in df2, and when you are printing that, so some of the values you are finding that we will have to correct what the madam has told, that you will have to clean the data so that this some of the non-integer things are there in under one column. So I am printing here. Here. So that what are the column 1, column 2, column 3 here, better to escape so it will be visible to you here. So df2 column 1 apply type value counts and class str12, because all they have taken, because they were not having that what is the type of that value, so they have taken all the 12 records as the string only. And few data, their data type you have defined as integer, but altogether it is taken as the class str, because some string, some characters are also, they are not numbers. So that will be the last slide. One more slide is there. I have taken just one slide, and that is snapshot, it is there. So some of the dates are given in your CSV file, and you want to change the date format. It is started with that date range. So CSV Excel to YYYYMMDD format and sorting the date. It was a task given by me, some of the that IT field, that I want, that is a problem to sort me, so that I am sharing with you. So they have given the order date, and here the date was not ordered. You can see the here index number of the records. So in which way it was written 1, 2, 3, 4, and I was having said how to sort that. So data dot sort values, data frame 1 equal to data dot sort values, order date ascending equal to true. If we will be writing here ascending equal to false, then it will be in the descending order. And then just printing the data frame in the Jupyter notebook or print data frame. So you will be seeing here so that there will not be any confusion that in which way it is printed. So first, this is the main sorting purpose of the date range. So first in 4-digit year should be there, then in 2 digits. Madam has joined?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is I'm concluding in 1 minute.
No, sir, I have to put the message. They are giving attendance, no problem.
Fine, fine. So all who have given attendance? Muhammad Umar, you have joined today late?
No, sir. I was calling
Okay,
someone,
fine.
sir.
Fine, fine. No problem.
We can give attendance, sir, now?
Madam has already asked. Just to finish
okay.
the attendance, I will have to finish the last slide only. So we will be concluding in 5 minutes more. Raj Rohan is there? Arjun S.
Yes, sir.
Raj Rohan, you are
Yes, sir.
regular?
Yes, sir. What, sir?
Where is Nihal? Nihal. Where is Rath? Okay, you have completed the attendance?
Done. All of you given attendance?
Wait, sir. Wait, sir.
Okay, okay, I'm waiting 2 minutes more. Aditya Menon, EC, given the attendance and left the meeting. Aditya Kumar Maharaj, Arjun Ashwini Charan Tej Dinesh Krishna Elton Joshua. Okay, okay. Anyone is left? So attendance is finished. I will take 5 minutes more. Okay, Umar, Kaval Shukla.
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Yes,
so I'm
sir.
going back to the presentation. So here on this
Yes,
slide
sir.
only, this is also the analytic problem. So when any of the analyst getting this such type of problem, so they are not finding the logic because the dates are written in the different formats. So if it is written in the general in our Indian format DD, MM, YY, YY, so how to sort the date if there is no built-in function to sort the date? Because date, year, month, and this date is separated by the slash or separated by hyphen, or it is written 14th March 14th. the 12th May 2020. So in general, so if it is written 19/12/2000 and then it is written 1/1/2004. So if you are converting as simple as integer as they are, so again the lower date will be higher than that, and means date will not be sorted properly. The main purpose of bringing the date to the YYYYMMDD format, I am also suggesting when you are saving your files and to remember the date and to appear in your file list folder in the sequence of dates, so you can save your file in this format so that automatically first year and then 2 month, month in 2 digits and then date in 2 digits. So it will be sorted properly. So, but the built-in feature is there here, data.sort values. But how it will sort values if it is not given in this YYYYMMDD format? So if your Excel data sheet having some date column and date is written in some other format, so first duty is, because date data is also there, so first we will change. So in Excel it is showing to change the date format. You have any of you have experienced date format in Excel? Any of you have experienced the date format in Excel? Not getting the response. So if you have not seen that, there is one option to convert the date format in YYYYMMDD format. So later it will be easier to sort with the date. Okay. So that was only the last slide to be represented. And so again, we will have some tips of the data analytics in Pandas. We will be continuing. Madam will be continuing because it has the one session of the 2-3 machine learning algorithms also. In 7th semester, CSCA students have learned, but the others, Madam will be representing tomorrow. And again, we will see on the Thursday and Friday. So that now we are having the today 16th session. The contents will be uploaded in your Google Classroom.
Sir, upload that CSV file also, sir.
Uploading the
CSV file.
CSV file also.
Oh,
Yes,
sir.
CSV file also I will upload. So that you will not have to make the 20 data records. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay. I will upload that also. So now concluding, and if you can, Umar, you can also download this recording if you want to download for the official record. Now some Chanan Reddy has joined. I don't know he will get the attendance or not. So first I am stopping the recording. Stop recording. Stop